Oh shit. Alright, okay. Back here, Banana Viking server. Kind of completely forgot what I was doing. I think I was making an underground thing. That's what I was doing. Did I get the things I needed to thing the thing? With all the things? Alright. I don't know why I didn't use that last time. Yes, I finally fixed everything. I fixed it all. It's all fixed now. So these two corridors here, this one here, and then fuck me. So here and fuck everything. Okay. So done. Fucking amazing. So, assuming I can fucking count this time, I gotta dig in here about 6 spaces. No, shit, fuck. Alright, more counting. 7, 6, 5. 7. 1, 2, 3. So I need to dig into the third one. 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. Dig in here. Here. I'm not going to assume that I am going to back this chamber with another chamber like it, so it's not going to share that hard back wall. It is... That one. Oh yeah. That's some iron. That's iron. Like that. Yeah. This is going to be the middle trough. I got to dig it out. Got to leave an end block as solid. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. This is going to have a trough here for lava, lava, and lava. Oop. Lava. Of course, you said trough, so these aren't going to be connected. It's going to be one contiguous thing. I think one interesting thing about this this setup is that because of all of the pillager outpost that's just around the corner, we don't have a lot of mobs spawning. So it's kind of a just happenstance, peaceful. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, just enough to fill this thing up with lava. And used to go here is stone block. Close that off. And then what I'd like to do is just pop something here. Pop this one here. And then, all right, this should be adequate. Let's see here. And drop down. So I should have plenty of lava to pull from. What I might actually do is... Hey... Oh, I took the smelter out of here. Of course I wouldn't. Why wouldn't I? Why would I do anything as sensible as leaving a smelter in my mine? There we go. Not that much. Just smelt that shit. Okay. And my bucket's back in my hand. There we go. Alright. Let's grab 7 lava and start filling this place in. And let's see if come on. Oh shit, wrong button. That was W. That wasn't W at all. Alright, I have water on me now. Right, yeah, okay. Perfect time to check on that after I'm done trying to pull lava out of a pool of lava and fucking up my crouch thing. Perfect time to see. I was actually dump. I think it's this one. Shoop. There we go. Suppose I should leave that water around. Just in case I pour lava on myself. Okay. Now see, now this is garbage. El garbaggio. But it's garbage we can cover up. Put a torch in there so nothing shitty spawns. Because de facto peaceful is not the same as peaceful. There we go. That's fine. And hey, would you look at that? Perfect lava storage. Looks great. Is great. Can spill water here. Won't go fucking anywhere. Can spill water here. Won't go fucking anywhere. Oh god. Okay. It went there, but who gives a shit? So yes, right. Perfect. Where did that come from? Fuck me. Alright. Let's continue hauling motherfucking lava. Is it sexy? No. Is it cool? No. Is it fun to watch? No. No, of course it's not. Why the fuck are you here? Why was Mr. Will this be fun to watch here? I make no guarantees any of this shit I do is going to be fun to watch. I'm very sorry that someone, hopefully not me, misled you into thinking that this was going to be fun to watch. Because really, it's just the tedium. It is the draft chaff of Minecraft. Just all the boring logistical stuff. The reason that I feel some people don't play Minecraft is because a lot of this is required to get to the best parts of Minecraft. And I love those parts of Minecraft. I love the best parts of Minecraft. That's a daily tautology for you. Now it's a little brighter in there. There we go. And oh wow, shit, okay. There we go. Got another couple bucketfuls. Oh yeah, see I could fit 5 or 6 more buckets in there easy. And this isn't even the main thing that I'm trying to get lava out of, you know? And that's 36, 40 something. Oop. Alright. Now I think, sadly, this is going to fill up. Okay. No, it's not going to fill it up. Not quite. But 7, and then 8, it's 15, so that holds... No, does that actually hold 16? Nice. Okay. So I'm going to go back for one... Well, nah. It's not worth it to go back for one last piece of lava. We're just going to let that dangle there. We'll just live with it. So, and this is going to be the counterpart. 7, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3. All right. 2, 3. So we know we've got the same number here. That's this, and should have gone down to spare myself having to put torches down here just to bring them back up. Harvesting a lot of granite though, that's great fucking news. So yeah, yeah, Fate came out with the space toolkit, which I've heard nothing but good things about. They apparently get into the nitty gritty of it, which is pretty bold for a Fate product. That's not the sole determining characteristic of it, but it's a bigger part than you might expect, and it is noteworthy for its departure from Fate's kind of, I want to say trademark, style, niche. their individual identity of being a very simple game. The one thing about Fate is that it begins simple and you can bolt on complexities to it to match your group or to match your personal style, etc., etc. So I understand it would be hard to do some space games with a certain level of crunch, certain level of realism, without bolting on more complicated systems to Fate. Now, me personally, I'm a ship's move at the speed of plot type of guy. Who gives a fuck, right? Like, having a source book for your setting should help you tell stories in it, not, constrict you. One of my big beefs with BattleTech is that so much of this setting restricts the stories made for the setting, and it doesn't enable them. At which point, like, who gives a shit? Trying to make your definitively, objectively non-canonical story somehow fit within some arbitrary level of canon is bizarre, perhaps to the point of unhealthy. We're all just assholes here. Some assholes have a copyright and experience and writing talent. Not me, but I understand that, if I want to write a story in a setting, it's not going to matter. It won't matter at all. How could it possibly goddamn matter? So, like, there is no expectation of that. And put the stone in here so no one walks in. Anyway, so, to parse some dubious levels of canonicity seems like an exercise. I don't want to say masturbatory, like you're just whacking off. But, basically that. So, it's whatever, though. If whatever your personal level of immersion that's required for you to have fun, it sounds like this Fate game has that option. It looks like it's on a ethically kickstarted product page. It looks like it's a product that a company would not have ordinarily spent resources on. And so, goddamn, they're like, hey, we're going to print a very simple version of this. And if people like it, we're going to put stuff behind it. We just don't think it's going to sell that much. Which, admittedly, as much as I'm saying it goes against type for Fate, you might expect. So I hope it does do well. Like, currently it's on, I think, DriveThruRPG. I want to say it's $8. And if they get enough sales, then, let me eat something, then they're going to kick in for the art, because there's not even art in this book. It's just a bookie book. I can't kick in. That's not in my budget. Because I don't have Fate players. Fate is a pretty hard sell. The Fate games that I run are, Star Trek based. And that's, speaking of canon and space and role-playing games, I did run. Did I take damage from something? Weird. All right, I should probably pay more attention whenever I'm immersed in water. I tried to run a Star Trek 20 years later Fate campaign. And the premise behind it was, the Federation should be filled with paragons. Starfleet should be the best of the best. And while you are, of course, allowed to morally fail, I think you have to understand those moral standards and have to understand the universe that you're in order to meet those standards, in order to be that moral. And that's not really possible in a role-playing game. One of the things I lament about role-playing games is the universe you're in and how realistic is it to do this thing. Even if you go into, say, you're like, okay, this setting is the real world, with the exception that the four of you are special. And someone immediately says, well, I'm just going to dump out my brain, say a bunch of bullshit, quote Hitler speeches, and become president. And then you have to look that person in the eye and say, no, that's not realistic. And you know, as a DM and as a human, I understand the problems of trying to sell that. So I mean, I think every setting has to have a somewhat, I don't want to say arbitrary, but the DM draw the line on what is and isn't behavior that's normal to that setting. And I think there will always be some conflict with players as to what that logic of the universe is, however shaky the logic of our own universe is currently. So anyway, I like Fate. I like Star Trek. I made a 20 years later Star Trek game for Fate, and now that the Picard series is coming out, and it's going to kind of give us a canon version of that. The market. I'm making a motion with my hand here. It's about to drop for non-canonical 20 years later stories. So I figure if I want to leverage that work and make something people are interested in before a part of their brain reads it and goes, that's not what happened, then, my moment is now, sometime before the release of the Picard series. So, these turned out okay. This isn't too dark. Can I do this? Will that brighten things up a little bit? A little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to make identical things over here. And my deal is that at some point the 14... I have 14 because I'm going to put this under a smithing chunk. And that smithing chunk is going to have... what it's going to do is it's going to have a ladder come down into here. So I can just pop down here and then use buckets to scoop up everything I'm scooping out right now. So, and so I want to kind of have this done around that ladder. Although now that I think about it, I should probably reserve this space right here, this neutral space between the hard back and then just other neutral space, and have this be like an access crawlway for crawling up. And this would be like a pseudo sewer. That would be interesting if I could have multiple things, multiple repeating subterranean structures underneath the rest of the chunks. And then you can have manhole covers, and maybe each chunk has a manhole cover, but the manhole covers go to different places. So it might go down to this level, or it might be for the next chunk and go down to, a sewer level. Although I don't see why I would make a sewer level, maybe to grow mushrooms. But it would have to be a very space inefficient kind of storage method, which prioritizes space over a different method of construction. And I think, see, I used full blocks for this. Don't need this here. I used half blocks for this. Let me be honest. I think this looks a little better. I don't know how half blocks would look here. I don't know how half blocks look here. Oh, hello. Do not press into this. Get some water in your hand. Be safe. It'd be a little more open, I think. I think it'd be better, honestly. Okay, so let's knock these three out of here. And then put up some slabs. I'm doing that wrong. Okay, there we go. That's better. And then I'm going to break this out because it's running my flow, and these are all going to break out, and this is going to be trough. Anyway, whatever I was talking about. Yes, right. So, I'm like, I'm going to run this Star Trek game, and my players aren't really going to have a good handle on the morals, but I think that's going to be fine because I'm just going to make everything dark. Not like in a cliche, so edgy type of thing. I mean, yeah, people die in the first fucking episode, and people continue to die in like a lot of the episodes, but a lot of people die in Doctor Who. So I feel like I'm not completely off base with that. Like, it's dangerous. And with a set of Starfleet scrubs from around the Alpha and Beta quadrants, I think it's reasonable that these guys would get messed up a lot. I think they don't die simply because they're player characters. And again, I don't think that's horribly unimmersive. I think you realize that these guys are main characters because the environment around them is so bad. So therefore, they themselves have to have just our basic undeveloped American empathy, which is much harder to say in 2019 than it is when I originally ran this game. However, just the basic unrefined set of basic human decency. That nope, none of it sounds credible. But I count on my players to have that sort of reckoning. And what happened is that the universe around them had to be kind of bad. So the deal is like all the humans left, like they just vanished mysteriously. And how do I only have? Did I? Oh no, yo, Chris, you put 3 in the middle. Okay, yeah, obviously. It doesn't look so great. Yeah, because you did just put the bottom of it, and it should be the top of it. Oh, fuck me. Okay, alright. Just get your shit fucking back out of here. Okay. And we're going to put you on the upper half of that, you know, in a way that is actually like what you'd be doing. It looks different and new and good. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? Okay. I'm going to put these in. I'm going to replace this shit, and then I'm going to put these buckets back in. Put some water in my hand. Because while I appear to never learn my fucking lesson, I can learn. That can happen. Have faith in the learning. I guess I don't need slabs in the corners. Because they're not functional in the corners. Okay. And then yeah, right here. So I like that. I like that. It's a little more alien of a look. So it's a little more streamlined. I mean, this is good and solid. Like, this is the Iron Forges of the Dwarves. This is like the slimmer Cotex pad of lava storage. So maybe I should just shut up now.